Paul just took a brutal knockdown in a random sparring session, and this might just be the final nail in the coffin of his so-called boxing career. Sure, KOs don't usually end careers, but a broken rib? That's a different story. And judging by the way the doctors are talking, either they're exaggerating to pull him out of the fight as a convenient excuse, or, who knows, maybe for once Jake is actually feeling some real pain.
No way I would want to do that.
I mean, when you've got Mike Tyson staring you down in the ring, broken bones aren't exactly shocking. But, of course, just like always, all the clips and juicy details are mysteriously disappearing from the internet. Don't worry though, I've done some serious digging in the shadows to bring you the truth they don't want you to see.
Guys, in the hospital, I had an accident.
Here's how it all went downhill for Jake Paul. September 8th, 2024 wasn't just another day at the gym. It was the day he stepped into the ring with Mike Tyson. No big deal, right? Just Tyson, the same guy who's been throwing punches since the 80s, like he's remixing Eye of the Tiger with his fists. It was supposed to be a casual sparring session. Light punches, a little sweat, maybe a few Instagram stories after. Wrong. Instead, it ended with Jake Paul being carted off to the hospital, ribcage shattered and pride even more so.
I think I'll get up to 240 and then probably cut down. So I'm like, wait.
And here's the kicker. Tyson wasn't even in full Hulk mode. He wasn't out there trying to recreate the 90s, throwing wild haymakers or going for the kill. Nope. This was just Jake being Jake. If you've seen him lately, it's pretty obvious why. He's been looking more like a late-night party animal than a serious boxing contender. Insider gossip from that session? Jake was dragging himself around the ring like he just rolled out of bed, sluggish, out of shape, and nowhere. Near fight ready. Then Tyson landed a clean shot. Nothing crazy. But that's when everything fell apart. One punch, and suddenly, Jake's rib was screaming. And the internet? It exploded. Social media lit up faster than a Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center. Everyone had their own theories. Some swore Tyson was out for blood, finally getting revenge for all the trash Jake's been talking. But the real experts, the ones who actually know what they're talking about, like Freddie Roach, shut that drama down fast. Freddie straight up said Mike didn't break Jake's rib on purpose. The truth? Jake just wasn't ready. Not even a little. Not even for a slow,
I really do love that
Tyson.
Mike is gonna make his money. But to me, it's some baby back BS, man. You got Jake Paul, who just fought some dude last weekend, was a minus 2,500 underdog to Jake Paul. It doesn't happen like that. This guy speaks of building himself as a true fighter. Him fighting a 57-year-old Mike Tyson doesn't do that. I don't love that outside of the fact that Mike gets to make some money.
That's when things really took a nosedive for Jake. The moment he hit the mat, it was obvious. Something was seriously wrong. He clutched his side like his ribcage had just turned into a jigsaw puzzle. His team wasted no time rushing him to Cedars-Sinai, where, shockingly enough, the doctors confirmed the worst. A serious rib injury. Dr. Jonathan Gelber, a sports medicine guru, weighed in, making it clear that a broken rib isn't just a minor setback. We're talking weeks, maybe even months of recovery. And for Jake, if he doesn't play this smart, this could be career-ending. Smart Jake Paul? Yeah, still waiting to see that combo. So while Jake's lying in a hospital bed, probably wondering, how did I get here? The boxing world is buzzing with one big question. Is this the end of Jake Paul's boxing career? Some fans are already betting that he won't be stepping back into the ring anytime soon, and honestly,
I just don't like the matchup, and I also love Mike Tyson.
let's be real. Jake Paul's trash talk was as relentless as a TikTok trend that just won't die. The guy always has something to say about everyone, and it's usually about as pleasant as stepping on a Lego barefoot. Whether he's running, his mouth at a press conference, or furiously tweeting from his phone, Jake's always got a hot take, usually aimed at the biggest names in combat sports. Tyson, Canelo, McGregor, you name a legend, and Jake's probably thrown shade their way. It's like he's on a personal mission to poke every bear in the zoo. The problem? When those bears include Mike Tyson and company, that's a game you really don't want to lose. In the lead up to that fateful sparring session with Tyson, Jake's mouth was running at warp speed. And it wasn't just a casual jab here or there, no. Jake went all in. He called Tyson old and outdated, like the man didn't build his entire career off putting people to sleep faster than a blackout. But because Jake just can't help himself, he took it a step further, claiming Tyson couldn't keep up with modern fighters. Really, Jake? Have you seen Tyson train? The man still moves like he's got a DeLorean parked outside, ready to take him straight back to his prime. So now, the big question on everyone's mind. Did Jake's big mouth finally cash a check his body couldn't cover? Did all that trash talk flip some kind of Hulk smash switch in Tyson's brain? Or was this just a long overdue lesson in humility? According to folks in the gym, Tyson wasn't even planning to go hard on Jake at first. Just some light work. Nothing too crazy. But then, of course, Jake had to open his mouth again, running his usual script about how Tyson's best days are long gone. And well, we all know what happens when you push the wrong buttons. Suddenly, Tyson wasn't pulling his punches quite as much.
Together.
On against people where the odds are even. Canelo just fought Caleb Plant as like a 1,400 favorite. You know, Gervonta Davis in his eighth fight.
In the ring with me, maybe it's gonna.
Maybe both together.
Maybe it's
Maybe
gonna
it's
be
tough.
a little complicated.
But one or the other, they're not the same, you think?
Yeah.
Whether that KO rib shot was intentional or just the unfortunate result of Jake's body being made of tissue paper is still up for debate. But one thing's for sure. His non-stop trash talk definitely didn't do him any favors. And while Jake was busy counting ceiling tiles in the hospital, guess who wasn't feeling sorry for him? Yep, Canelo Alvarez and Conor McGregor. Oh no, these two were practically fighting for front row seats to roast him. Canelo, who Jake had the audacity to call out just weeks before, wasted no time. He jumped on social media and casually dropped, "Oof, that's gotta sting." Then of course McGregor, never one to miss a golden trolling opportunity.
Are beating
jumped
up
in with,
on dudes who don't box. They're not boxers. Nate Robinson was a basketball player. Dan Askren came out there, looked like with a pose, looking like he Jake LaMotta. He was 19-1 in the UFC, but he was never a boxer. He was a grappler. And Tyrone Woodley's a striker.
Meanwhile,
Brutal, right? These guys didn't just roast Jake, they slow-cooked him over an open flame of public humiliation. The irony? Almost too perfect. The very fighters Jake had the nerve to call out are now practically throwing victory parades over his downfall. Meanwhile, Jake's stuck in a hospital bed, probably piecing together where it all went wrong. The same mouth that bulldozed his way into the boxing world? Yeah, it's finally come back to bite him. Harder than anything Tyson ever threw. Jake's whole shtick, the underdog, the YouTuber turned boxer making waves in the sport, is starting to fall apart with this injury. His story is unraveling faster than one of his viral TikTok challenges. The knockdown and hospital trip might be the wake-up call that Jake's boxing career was never built to last. Much like other fighters who tried to power through injuries and failed. Guys like Ricky Hatton, who retired after a brutal loss. Jake might be facing a harsh reality check much sooner than he expected. So while he's busy dreaming of comeback fights and epic redemption arcs, the truth is staring him right in the face. That broken rib isn't just about healing,